My name is Camila Torres, and I'm 33 years old. I'm the owner and executive chef of Races, a Michelin-starred restaurant in Brooklyn. But 9 years ago, I was just another line cook trying to prove herself in a world that didn't want me there. I grew up in Queens, New York, in a working-class Mexican-American family. My father, Roberto, worked construction. My mother, Rosa, cleaned houses and offices. We lived in a small 2-bedroom apartment. I shared a room with my younger brother until I was 18. Money was always tight. But there was one thing we never lacked: good food. My mother was an incredible cook. Every night, no matter how tired she was, she made dinner from scratch. Tamales, mole, pozole. Dishes her mother taught her, dishes her grandmother taught her mother. Generations of knowledge passed down through taste and touch. I learned to cook at her side. By the time I was 10, I could make tortillas by hand. By 12, I could prepare a perfect mole sauce with 23 ingredients from memory. Cooking is love, my mother told me. When you cook for someone, you give them a piece of your heart. I fell in love with cooking. Not just the eating, but the creating. The way ingredients transformed under heat. The way flavors built and balanced. The precision and artistry of it. When I was 16, I got a job at a local diner. Minimum wage, working weekends. I started as a dishwasher, but I watched the cooks. I learned their movements, their techniques. Within 6 months, they let me work the line during busy shifts. The head cook, an older Puerto Rican man named Luis, saw something in me. "You're good, kid. You should go to culinary school." "That costs money," I said. "My family can't afford it." "Then get a scholarship." "You're smart enough." I graduated high school with decent grades. Not perfect, but good enough. I applied to community college for general studies while working full-time at the diner. I was saving money, planning, dreaming. At 20, I applied to the Culinary Institute of New York. It was a long shot. The tuition was $30,000 a year. My family made less than that total. But I wrote an essay about my mother, about learning to cook at her side, about wanting to honor her recipes by elevating them, about bringing Mexican cuisine to the fine dining world. In March, I got the letter. Full scholarship. 4 years I cried. My mother cried. My father, who rarely showed emotion, hugged me for a full minute. "Go show them what you can do," he said. I enrolled that fall. I was 21 years old, and my life was about to change forever. Culinary school was brutal. The hours were long. The instructors were demanding. The competition was fierce, and I was one of only 7 women in a class of 40 students. The men didn't take us seriously at first. They assumed we were there to become pastry chefs or caterers, not real chefs, not the ones who would run professional kitchens. I ignored them. I focused on the work knife skills. Sauce making, butchery, plating. Every technique I practiced until my hands ached. Every recipe I perfected until I could make it in my sleep. By the end of the first year, I was ranked 3rd in my class. By the second year, I was 2nd. The instructors noticed. "Torres, you have real talent," Chef Instructor Williams told me. "Keep this up and you'll have your pick of restaurants when you graduate." But it wasn't easy. The male students resented me. They made comments. "She's only good at Mexican food. She'll never handle the pressure of a real kitchen." Women always fold under stress. I let them talk. And I kept cooking. In my 3rd year, we had practical exams. Real service, real guests. The instructors watched everything. Timing, technique, presentation, taste. My station was fish. I prepared 3 dishes: seared scallops with corn puree, grilled branzino with salsa verde, and pan-roasted halibut with beurre blanc. Every dish was perfect. Every plate was clean. Every guest was satisfied. I got the highest marks in the class. The resentment grew, but so did my confidence. I graduated at 25, ranked 3rd overall. Not because I wasn't good enough for first, but because the grading had subjective components, and some instructors still had biases. But I had my degree, and I had job offers. The best one came from Bellamy, a Michelin-starred fine dining restaurant in Manhattan. Executive chef Daniel Chen wanted me as a junior sous chef. It was a huge opportunity. Most graduates started as line cooks. Junior sous chef was a leap. I accepted immediately. My mother was so proud. My baby working in a Michelin restaurant. I started 2 weeks after graduation. I was 26 years old, and I was ready to prove myself in the real world. Bellamy was everything I'd imagined and worse. The kitchen was immaculate. Stainless steel everywhere, state-of-the-art equipment, a team of 20 cooks working in perfect synchronization, and the pressure was immense. Chef Daniel Chen ran a tight ship. Every dish had to be perfect. Every plate had to be identical. Every service had to run like clockwork. "This is a Michelin kitchen," he told me on my first day. "We don't accept mediocrity. We don't accept excuses. We accept excellence, nothing less." I reported to Marcus Webb, the senior sous chef. He was 35, 10 years older than me. He'd trained in France, worked in London, spent 12 years climbing the ranks of fine dining kitchens. He was also a sexist nightmare. From day one, Marcus made it clear he didn't want me there. "A junior sous chef straight out of school? You must have slept with someone to get this job." I ignored him. I focused on the work. My station was garde-manger. Cold appetizers, salads, amuse-bouche. It was considered one of the easier stations, which annoyed me. I wanted to work hotline. I wanted to prove I could handle the heat, the speed, the pressure. But I did my job. And I did it perfectly. Within 2 months, Chef Chen noticed. "Torres, you're exceeding expectations. Keep this up and I'll move you to hotline next quarter." Marcus overheard. His jaw tightened. That's when the sabotage started. Small things at first. Ingredients would go missing from my station. Timers would be turned off. My prep work would be rearranged. I thought it was just kitchen chaos. But then it escalated. One night during service, I prepared a beet salad with goat cheese and candied walnuts. I plated 6 orders perfectly. They went out to the dining room. 10 minutes later, the server came back. "Table 6 says their salad is too salty. Like inedibly salty." I was confused. I'd tasted the dressing. It was perfect. I'd made the same dressing 100 times. Chef Chen came over. He tasted the returned salad. His face darkened. "Torres, what did you do?" "Chef, I made the dressing exactly to recipe. I tasted it before plating." He tasted again. "This is ruined. Remake all 6 salads." Now, I did. But I was shaken. How had I made such a basic mistake? Later that night, I found out. Jamie, one of the line cooks, pulled me aside. "Camila, I saw Marcus at your station during service. He added salt to your dressing." "What?" "I saw him. I didn't say anything because Marcus is senior sous. He could fire me." I felt sick. He'd sabotaged me, deliberately, but I had no proof. It was Jamie's word against Marcus's. And Marcus had 12 years of reputation behind him. I decided to stay quiet, but I started watching, closely. 3 months later, the pressure intensified. Sarah Goldman, the food critic from the New York Times, made a reservation at Bellamy. This was huge. A good review from Sarah Goldman could secure our 2nd Michelin star. A bad review could destroy us. Chef Chen was on edge. Every dish must be flawless. Every course must be a work of art. This is our moment. He assigned special dishes to each station. I was responsible for preparing a deconstructed pozole with seared pork belly, hominy foam, and chili oil. It was my creation, inspired by my mother's recipe but elevated to fine dining standards. I'd spent weeks perfecting it. Chef Chen had approved it personally. "This is brilliant, Torres. It's exactly the kind of innovative dish we need." The night arrived. Sarah Goldman was seated at table 12, a prime spot in the center of the dining room. The entire kitchen was focused, tense, ready. I prepared my dish with absolute precision. The pork belly was cooked perfectly, crispy skin, tender meat. The hominy foam was light and airy. The chili oil was balanced, heat without overwhelming the palate. I plated 6 portions for her table and the other VIP tables. Every plate identical, every element exactly where it should be. The dishes went out. I watched the pass, my heart pounding. 15 minutes later, the server returned. With my dish, untouched, table 12 says it's inedible. Too salty. "She can't eat it." I froze. "No, not again." Chef Chen stormed over. He tasted the returned dish. His face went from confusion to fury. "Torres, what the hell is this?" "Chef, I tasted it. It was perfect. I swear, this is drowning in salt. How could you send this out?" "To Sarah Goldman." "Chef, I don't understand." I checked everything. I tasted every component. Clearly you didn't. This is unacceptable. "Get out of my kitchen, now!" "But chef, out! 1 week suspension, go!" I removed my apron with shaking hands. The entire kitchen was silent, staring. Marcus stood at his station, arms crossed. There was the faintest hint of a smile on his face. I left through the back door. I sat on the curb in the alley and cried. I knew what had happened. Marcus had sabotaged me again, and this time, he'd done it on the most important night of the year. The suspension week was torture. I stayed home, replaying that night over and over. How had I not noticed? How had I been so careless? But deep down I knew. I hadn't been careless. I'd been sabotaged. When I returned to Bellamy, Chef Chen called me into his office. Torres, I'm disappointed. You're talented, but that mistake was catastrophic. Sarah Goldman's review comes out next week. If it's bad, it's on you. Chef, I don't think it was a mistake. He looked up. What? I think someone sabotaged my dish. That's a serious accusation. I know. But I've been sabotaged before. Small things. Ingredients moved. Timers turned off. And that night, Jamie saw Marcus at my station. Chef Chen's expression hardened. You're accusing Marcus Webb, my senior sous chef of 12 years, of sabotaging your dish? Yes, chef. Do you have proof? Jamie saw him. Did Jamie see him add salt to your dish? I hesitated. No. Just that he was at my station. Then you have nothing. Marcus is one of the best sous chefs I've ever worked with. I won't entertain baseless accusations. Chef, enough. You're back on probation. One more mistake and you're done. Understood? Yes, chef. I left his office feeling defeated. But I wasn't giving up. I talked to Jamie privately. Will you back me up if I need to prove this? Jamie looked terrified. Camila, I want to help. But Marcus, he'll destroy my career. I have student loans. I need this job. I understand. But I had another idea. Bellamy had security cameras in the kitchen. They recorded everything for safety and insurance purposes. I needed to see that footage. I couldn't access it myself, but I knew someone who could. Emily, the restaurant manager, was a friend. We'd bonded over being two of the few women in leadership positions. I asked her for coffee. We sat in a cafe 2 blocks from the restaurant. Emily, I need a favor. A big one. What's up? I need to see the security footage from the night of the Sarah Goldman service. Why? I told her everything. The sabotage. Marcus, the salt. Jamie's testimony. Emily's face darkened. Are you sure? I'm sure. But I need proof. Will you help me? She thought for a long moment, then nodded. I'll pull the footage, but this stays between us until we know what we're looking at. 2 days later, Emily called me. I watched it. Camila, you were right. Show me. We met in her office after hours. She pulled up the video on her computer. There it was, clear as day. Marcus approaching my station during service, me turning away for 30 seconds to grab plating tools. Marcus reaching for the container of chili oil, pulling a small container from his pocket. Adding something, stirring, walking away. That son of a bitch. Emily whispered, I need Chef Chen to see. This. He's not going to like this. I don't care. Emily helped me schedule a meeting with Chef Chen, private. Just the 3 of. As we showed him the video, Chef Chen watched in silence. His jaw clenched tighter with each second. When it ended, he sat back. 12 years, he said quietly. 12 years I've worked with Marcus. I trusted him. Chef, I'm sorry, I said. Don't apologize. You were right. I should have believed you. He looked at me. I owe you an apology, Torres. What are you going to do? What I should have done from the start. Hold him accountable. Chef Chen called Marcus into his office the next morning. He invited me to be present. Marcus walked in confident, smug. He looked at me with barely concealed contempt. Marcus, sit down, Chef Chen said. Marcus sat. What's this about, Chef? It's about integrity and sabotage. Marcus's expression didn't change. I don't understand. Camila's dish. The night of the Sarah Goldman service. Someone sabotaged it. Yeah, she made a mistake. Rookie error. No, someone added salt to her chili oil. Someone who wanted her to fail. Marcus shrugged. Probably someone jealous. This kitchen is competitive. It was you. Silence. Marcus's smile faded. That's ridiculous. We have video footage. Now Marcus's face changed. Color drained from his cheeks. We have you on camera. Approaching her station. Adding something to her dish. Would you like to see it? Marcus stood up abruptly. This is bullshit. I've been here 12 years. And you're going to believe some girl straight out of school? Sit down, Chef Chen said coldly. Marcus didn't sit. She doesn't belong here. Women don't belong in fine dining kitchens. They can't handle the pressure. They're too emotional, too weak. I was protecting this kitchen. You were protecting your ego, I said quietly. Marcus turned to me, furious. You think you're so special? You think you're going to make it in this industry? You're nothing! You'll always be nothing. That's enough, Chef Chen said, standing. You're fired. Effective immediately. Clear out your locker and leave. Security will escort you out. Marcus stared at him. You're firing me? After 12 years? For her? I'm firing you for sabotage. For lying. For creating a hostile work environment. You're done. Marcus's face twisted with rage. You'll regret this. Both of you. I'll make sure every kitchen in this city knows about this. Go ahead, Chef Chen said. Tell them how you got caught sabotaging a colleague on camera. See how many kitchens want to hire you after that. Security arrived. Marcus was escorted out, shouting threats the entire way. When the door closed, Chef Chen turned to me. Camila, I owe you more than an apology. I should have listened. I should have investigated. I failed you as a leader. Thank you, Chef. And I'm promoting you to senior sous chef. You've earned it 10 times over. I felt relief, vindication, but also something else. Sadness, anger. Because I shouldn't have had to fight so hard just to be believed. With Marcus gone, the kitchen changed, the atmosphere lightened. People relaxed, and I thrived. As senior sous chef, I ran the kitchen alongside Chef Chen. I created dishes. I mentored young cooks. I proved myself every single day. 3 months later, Sarah Goldman returned to Bellamy. This time, I prepared her entire tasting menu. She ordered 8 courses. Every single one was mine. Her review came out a week later. Bellamy has found its soul. Under the creative direction of sous chef Camila Torres, the menu has evolved into something truly special. Torres brings a fresh perspective, blending classical technique with bold flavors rooted in her Mexican heritage. This is fine dining at its finest. Bellamy deserves its 2nd Michelin star. We got that 2nd star, and I got the credit. I was 28 years old, and I was being recognized as one of the rising stars in New York's culinary scene. But I wanted more. I wanted my own restaurant. For the next 2 years, I worked obsessively. I saved every penny. I created a business plan. I developed a concept. My restaurant would be called Races, roots in Spanish. It would serve modern Mexican cuisine at a fine dining level. Dishes inspired by my mother, my grandmother, my heritage, but refined, elevated, made new. I pitched to investors. Most said no. Mexican food doesn't work at this price point. People won't pay fine dining prices for tacos. It's too risky. But Sarah Goldman believed in me. She invested $50,000. Emily, my friend from Bellamy, invested $25,000. A few others followed. By the time I was 30, I had enough funding to open a small restaurant. Chef Chen was sad to see me go, but supportive. You're going to be incredible, Camila. Go build something beautiful. Races opened in Brooklyn in September. 28 seats. Open kitchen. Every detail designed by me. The menu featured 10 courses. Heirloom corn with bone marrow and chapulines. Octopus with mole negro. Duck with tamarind and chilies. Dessert was tres leches cake deconstructed with mezcal caramel. The first month was terrifying. We had some good nights, some bad nights. Reviews were mixed, but slowly, word spread. 6 months in, Sarah Goldman wrote another review. Races is the most exciting opening of the year. Chef Camila Torres is a visionary. This is the future of American dining. Reservations exploded. We were fully booked 3 months in advance. I was working 18-hour days. I was exhausted, but I was happy. This was mine. My kitchen, my vision, my restaurant. At 31, Races was nominated for a James Beard Award for Best New Restaurant. We didn't win. But the nomination alone brought more attention, more guests, more recognition. And then, at 32, the Michelin inspectors came. You never know when the Michelin inspectors are there. They're anonymous. They book under fake names. They look like regular guests, but experienced chefs can sense them. There's a feeling in the dining room, an energy. One night in October, I felt it. I told my team, tonight is special. Everything must be perfect. We executed flawlessly. Every dish was a work of art. Every course was timed perfectly. Every guest left smiling. 3 months later, in January, the Michelin Guide was released. Races, 1 Michelin star. I got the call from my publicist at 6 a.m. I screamed. I cried. I called my mother. "Mommy, we got a Michelin star." She cried too. "Your father would have been so proud. He'd passed away 2 years earlier from cancer. I wish desperately that he could have seen this." "He knows, baby. He knows." The media went crazy. Rising Latina chef earns Michelin star. Races puts Mexican fine dining on the map. Camila Torres, the future of American cuisine. I did interviews, photo shoots, television appearances. It was overwhelming, but it was also validating. Everything I'd worked for, everything I'd fought against, it had been worth it. And then, 3 months after the Michelin star announcement, I got an email that changed everything. From Marcus Webb, subject, opportunity. Dear Chef Torres, I hope this message finds you well. Congratulations on your Michelin star. Truly an impressive achievement. I'm reaching out because I'm currently seeking new opportunities in the New York culinary scene. I saw that Races is hiring for line cook positions. I'd like to apply. I have over 15 years of experience in fine dining. I believe I could be an asset to your team. Would you be willing to schedule an interview? Best regards, Marcus Webb. I read the email 3 times. My hands were shaking. Marcus Webb, the man who'd sabotaged me, who'd tried to destroy my career, who'd told me I didn't belong. He was asking me for a job. My first instinct was to delete the email, block him, pretend I'd never seen it. But then I thought about it more carefully. And I realized something. This was an opportunity. Not for him. For me, I replied, "Marcus, I'd be happy to interview you. Please come to Races next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Tuesday morning, Marcus arrived at Races. He walked into my office in my restaurant, looking older than I remembered. He was 39 now, but he looked 50. Worn down, tired, he sat across from me. There was a long silence. "Marcus," I said finally, "do you remember me?" He looked up. Recognition dawned on his face. His expression changed from hopeful to horrified. "Camila, we worked together at Bellamy. Do you remember?" He couldn't speak. "You sabotaged my dish. You told the staff that women don't belong in fine dining kitchens. You tried to ruin my career. Camila, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was insecure." I held up my hand. "I don't need your apology." "Then why did you agree to see me?" "Because you applied for a job, and I'm considering hiring you." Marcus looked confused. "You'd hire me? After everything? Not as a line cook." Hope flashed in his eyes. "Executive sous chef? I have the experience." "Dishwasher." Silence. "I am sorry, what?" "Dishwasher. $15 an hour. Washing dishes, scrubbing pots, taking out trash. The bottom position in my kitchen." Marcus's face turned red. "You're joking." "I'm completely serious. I'm a chef. I have 15 years of experience. I trained in France. You're a saboteur who got fired for misconduct. You're lucky I'm offering you anything at all." "This is humiliating." "Yes, it is." Marcus stood up. "I'm not doing this." "Then leave." "But I think you need this job. I think you've been unemployed for 4 years. I think no one will hire you because word got around about what you did. I think you're desperate." Marcus stared at me, his jaw working, his pride fighting his need. Slowly, he sat back down. "If I take this, how long? As long as you work here. Unless you earn a promotion. But that would take years. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you thought you could destroy my career and face no consequences. We all make choices, Marcus. These are yours." He sat there for a full minute. Then quietly, "When do I start?" "Monday. 7 a.m. Wear non-slip shoes." He left without another word. Marcus started on Monday. He showed up in kitchen whites, looking uncomfortable. Jamie, who'd followed me from Bellamy to Races as my sous chef, assigned Marcus to the dish pit. "You'll wash all the dishes from service. You'll scrub all the pots. You'll clean the floors at the end of the night. Questions?" Marcus shook his head, jaw clenched. The first night was hard for him. You could see it. A man who'd spent 15 years as a chef, now elbow deep in soapy water, scrubbing someone else's pans. Some of the staff recognized him. Word had spread about his past. Some pitied him. Others enjoyed the justice of it. I treated him the same as everyone else. Professional, fair, neither kind nor cruel. He worked. He cleaned. He stayed silent. By the end of the first week, he looked exhausted. Dishwashing is physically demanding. Your back hurts. Your hands get raw. It's hot, wet, repetitive work. On day 10 during staff meal, Marcus asked if he could cook. I could make something for the team, he offered. Jamie looked at me. I nodded. Marcus prepared a beautiful coq au vin. Classic French technique. Perfect execution. The staff ate it, complimented it. Marcus looked at me hopefully. I tasted it. It's good, Marcus. Really good. I paused. But you have dishes to wash. Something broke in him then. I saw it in his eyes. On day 14, Marcus came to my office. I'm leaving. Okay, we'll process your final paycheck. He stood there. Then, Camila, you were right. About everything. I was wrong. You're a brilliant chef. You always were. I was threatened by you. I tried to destroy you because I knew you were better than me. I'm sorry, I looked at him. I accept your apology, but I don't forgive you. He nodded. I understand. He turned to leave. Marcus. He stopped. I hope you find what you're looking for. But not in my kitchen. He left. I never saw him again. I'm 33 now. Races has been open for 3 years. We have 2 locations, the original in Brooklyn and a new one in Manhattan. Last month, I won the James Beard Award for Best Chef in New York. Next month, Michelin inspectors are expected again. We're hoping for that second star. My mother comes to the restaurant every week. She sits at the chef's table and watches me work. Sometimes she cries. I'm so proud of you, Mija. I learned from the best, Mommy. The kitchen industry is changing. Slowly. There are more women in leadership positions now, more diversity, more voices being heard, but it's still a fight. Every day, young women face the same discrimination I did, the same doubts, the same barriers. When they come to me for advice, I tell them what I learned. They will try to sabotage you. They will tell you that you don't belong. They will try to break you. Don't let them. Prove them wrong. Not with words. With excellence. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you get the chance to serve them justice. Cold, deliberate, perfectly plated. As for Marcus, I heard through the industry grapevine that he left New York, moved to a small town somewhere, opened a casual bistro. Nothing fancy. I don't think about him much anymore. He's irrelevant to my story now, because this isn't about him. It never was. This is about every woman who's been told she doesn't belong, every person who's been sabotaged, dismissed, underestimated. This is about fighting back, about building something beautiful from nothing, about turning pain into power, and about the sweet, sweet taste of revenge, served cold, on a perfectly plated dish, in a Michelin-starred restaurant, that you own.